Hello guys, welcome to MTG Explain. As we all know, there's a new set coming out, which is Kaldheim, and with new sets come new mechanics. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this new mechanics that are coming out in Kaldheim. The first one being is Foretell. So Foretell basically allows you to exile the card from your hand by paying two colorless mana, and exile it face down. That way your opponent doesn't see what card is actually being exiled, and you may cast it later for its Foretell cost on a later turn. So in Doomscar's instance, you pay 2 colorless, exile it down, face down, and then on a later turn you may pay 3 mana to cast it for its Foretell cost. So what this does is it basically breaks up the mana cost of a card. So here it's 5 mana to cast it just straight up, because you can just cast it straight up. You don't have to use the Foretell ability of it. You can just pay 5 mana, destroy all creatures, right? But you don't have to do the Foretell. But if you do the Foretell, you're running low on mana, or you want to play something else, right? You can pay 2 mana now, and then later cast it for 3, right? So this is probably good in control decks, right? They can play it 2 early on, and later maybe cast a Foretell cost later with for 3 mana. So it gives them something to play early on, and kind of breaks up that mana cost of the card. Now keep this in mind though. If you use the Foretell cost, by exiling it, paying the 2 mana, you have to wait until a later turn to cast it for the Foretell cost of 3 mana here. So you can't do it all in one turn. You have to do it on a later turn. And keep this in mind, if you're casting it from exile, it basically takes the same traits whenever you can cast that card regularly. So in Doomscar instance, it's a sorcery, so it can only be cast from exile at any time you can cast a sorcery. If it was an instant for, say, like Rise of the Dreadmar, right? This is an instant card, so you would be able to cast that instant speed from exile for the Foretell cost. So this one you would be able to, pay 2 to exile it face down, and then you can even on their next turn Foretell it, and for 1 swamp, because it has a instant speed. So keep that in mind. You can only cast it instant speed from exile if it's an instant. If it's a sorcery, you have to do it at sorcery speed. If it's a creature, you can only do it anytime you can cast a creature. So keep that in mind when you're foretelling things. You can only recast it from exile whenever you can cast that type of spell. It is. So Foretell it's an interesting ability. It's good. It kind of delays the mana cost of your spells and lets you kind of break up those costs. Because normally the Foretell cost is cheaper than what the actual mana cost is of wherever you're trying to cast. So it's a good mechanic. Doomscar, seems like a good card. So let's just keep that in mind. And if you're looking to play this, just know that that's typically how this mechanic works. All right, so the next mechanic here in Kaldheim is Boast. Now, Boast is a little more simple mechanic, right? You can only activate this ability if this creature attacked this turn, and only once each turn. So the creature has to have declared attack, and you can only activate it once. So here for Battle Shield Warrior, you can Boast basically allows you pay 2 mana, a creature you control get 1/1/1 until end of turn. And you can only activate this if Battle Shield Warrior had attacked this turn, and you can only do this once per turn. So you're not going to be able to stack it with Battle Shield Warrior. I mean, unless you have maybe multiple Battle Shield Warriors. But this Battle Shield Warrior will only be able to activate that ability once. And he will have to have attacked this turn. This creature, right? It's not just any creature. This creature had to attack this turn. So just keep that in mind. There is an activation requirement where you have to attack, and then you can pay the boast cost or whatever it is to activate that ability. So you may be able to do that, as soon as, right after the attacks. You can do it in combat, or you can do it after combat. Just depends on when you want to use that boast effect here. More than likely, you're going to do it, after the attacks during combat, so you can get that 1/1/1 ability for your creatures. Other ones you might wait until maybe the second main phase or so. But that's just a quick overview of Boast and Foretell. These are pretty simple mechanics, nothing too complicated with them. Once you start playing with it, you'll get used to them really easy, I'm sure. And again, guys, if you have any questions, just feel free to comment below. If you have any questions about these mechanics, I'm more than happy to try to answer them for you. There are also model double face cards are coming back in this set. I have another video link here that you guys can click on and try to go to if you want more of an explanation on double face cards, because those were back in Zendikar Rising. I covered that, so if you want to check out that video, I highly recommend it. And you'll get more understanding of what the double face cards, because they are coming back in this set, in the forms of gods and things like that. They even still have the lands, the model double face lands and stuff. But just check that video out if you have any questions about model double face cards. And yeah, comment below if you have any questions here about these mechanics. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, like and subscribe to our channel. And hope to see you guys next time. Thanks.